Hi everybody. Well, I bet you've been wondering where I've been. Well, I have been working dedicatedly all this summer for the last month at school, getting things ready to go for the new school year. So there hasn't been a lot of time for in the kitchen or cooking other than on the weekends, and even then I've been so busy that it's been crazy. But I'm going to cut some fruits up today, and I'm going to actually do one of my fruit infused waters, and we're just going to play around with a couple little gadgets, and we've got to talk a few minutes. Right now I've got an amazing chicken soup that I've worked on. I actually did the bones and stuff in the rock crock with the slow cooker stand yesterday, and then this morning I got up and chopped and diced and made a nice mirepoix, which of course is carrot, celery, and onion, and then I used fresh rosemary and some Bell seasoning and sauteed all that up in a pan, added the broth that I made and some more carrots, and I'm going to add some more celery and a few things at the end, but oh, does it smell yum. So anyways, back to where we were. I went to the farmer's market. I bought some really nice fruit. I was inspired, and also bought a beautiful pineapple. Now, you know me, I love the Lakeland Side Farmers Curb Market. Love it, love it, love it. But sometimes I can't get there, or things have been just so crazy. And my other favorite place to shop for produce and fruits and vegetables is actually in Plant City at Parksdale. If you haven't been to Parksdale, you gotta go. And the reason why I like Parksdale, have to excuse me, I'm getting my implements of destruction. And the reason why I like Parksdale so much is because they have the most amazing selections of fruits and veggies, but it's worth it just for the ice cream. They have the most amazing ice cream that they do. And of course, if you've never had one of their strawberry milkshakes, gotta get a strawberry milkshake. It is to die for. Anyway, I have been getting some of Pampered Chef's new tools for the kitchen, and I absolutely love their brand new coated chef's knife. I love the new color. And the one thing I love about Pampered Chef's knives is they've all got these lovely covers for the blades to keep the blades protected. Also keeps your hands protected. Don't forget, when you work with knives, a couple hints. If you don't remember these, you're going to end up with really bad knives. Number one, wash them, hand wash them. Do not put them in the dishwasher. Dishwasher will actually help dull the blade. Second, after you wash them, dry them thoroughly before you put them in a cover or in a block or in a drawer. Dry them thoroughly. And if you're putting them in a drawer, make sure it's in a drawer where they're laying flat. You don't want them in a whole heap of other stuff, okay? Things to keep in mind. Now, a couple things I did pick up. I did pick up a watermelon, I picked up a cantaloupe, and picked up a really nice little pineapple. And one of the things that you've seen me use before, of course, is the pineapple wedger, which I absolutely love this thing. It is so wonderful. It really helps make the pineapple easy. Every once in a while, though, I get a pineapple that's just a little bit too big for the ring, and then I have to, well, resort to non-pineapple wedge. So what we're going to do is we're going to just cut up some of this fruit, and then I'm actually going to make a fruit infused water with the watermelon and some fresh rosemary from my garden and some dried hibiscus flower. I think that will be really nice. The watermelon will be sweet. The rosemary is a little pungent. I love that pungent rosemary. And the hibiscus flower will give it a little pop. All right, so things that you need. You're gonna need a bowl to put stuff in, and literally almost every bowl in the house is in the dishwasher. And if you hear it going in the background, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stop it because I really need to wash the dishes. Okay, so watermelon. This is one of those cute little seedless, sugar sweet watermelons, which I absolutely love them. I thumped it. It thumped good, but you know, hit or miss. Okay, I'm going to use a serrated knife to go through. I wish you could smell. It smells absolutely luscious. Okay, once I have it this way, remember when you're cutting round objects, you want to flat side down. Okay, so get something flat side down. What I'm going to do now is actually use this chef's knife. And I'm just going across and I'm following the curvature of the fruit. And I'm cutting off the rind, but I don't want to cut a lot of the fruit. I want to leave most of the fruit, but you don't want the rind because it's not the best in the world to eat rind. Although I have looked at it 100 times. I've got to do it one time, and that is to do pickled watermelon rind, which they say is absolutely delicious, but I've never had the wherewithal to actually try to make it. Oh, good. Real good. Picked out a good one. I like to refrigerate my melons before I cut them. If it makes a difference or not, I'm not really sure, but I do like to refrigerate my melons before I cut them up. Okay. Okay, so a couple different ways you could do this. Really. And I'm just gonna cut this beautiful melon right in half. I'm actually gonna cut it again. You see that? And then I'm gonna lay it back on a flat surface. And I'm gonna just, well, you weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to stay put. Then I'm just gonna do that. I can Now, how long did that take me? Hardly no time at all. You're paying, when you go to the grocery store and you buy pre-cut fruit, you are paying for someone to do this, which is fine. But with a good knife and a little patience, why pay someone? Have you seen this? Now, great little tool from Pampered Chef. It's their scraper. Okay, love it. Sarah's got this little scoopy. I like it because I can do this. Now, granted, I'm working on the flexible mat, And technically I could just take and pour all this stuff right into the bowl with a flexible mat, but considering the fact that I still have part of a watermelon on there, and I don't want to disturb that, why would I do it? All right, so I've taken that half and put it in the bowl for my fruit salad that I'm making. And then I'm going to take this other half, do the same thing again. I'm going to separate in half, flip it over so I've got a flat, go through so I can make some cubes. Ooh, I lost you there for a second. And now all I'm going to do is go back through. So I have that. And I'm going to take some of these ends, put them in the bowl. Except I see some rind, so I'm just going to grab the rind. Okay. And if you think the chunks are too big, make them smaller. I personally love watermelon, but sometimes when I get if you buy the pre-ones, the watermelon chunks are huge. Too big in my opinion. Okay, starting this, have our regular quick stir pitcher, 2 quarts, absolutely love it. And we're gonna put the watermelon, some of the watermelon in the 2 quart pitcher. And this, you notice how big the chunk is? It's okay if you've got big chunks that are going in the pitcher. Because don't forget, we're infusing the water with the natural flavor of the watermelon. So if they're a little big, it's okay. Since this basically is all the fruit that I'm putting in, I'm actually filling it about to the 1 quart line is usually what I do, slightly under. That looks about right. Now, a cute little trick. Here I have my lovely little watermelon that I've done up early, that I just finished cutting. I'm going to put my hand on top here and I'm going to very carefully slice through. And I've got these little watermelon cubes now that I've made. Isn't that cute? All right, so what I'm going to do with these actually is I'm going to put them in a zipper bag and I'm going to freeze them, because if I have someone over as a guest with this water that I'm making, now don't forget, with the fruit infused waters you can usually infuse for about 3 days, and then after that the fruit's pretty much totaled, so you got to get rid of it and start again. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little watermelon cubes and I'm going to put them in a Ziploc freezer bag. Ta-da. And I'm going to freeze them. And instead of adding ice cubes to the fruit infused water, I will add these adorable little watermelon cubes. When they defrost, they'll actually infuse the water some more with some more watermelon flavor instead of watering down the water and you lose the fruit infusion. Pretty cute. And I like to do that. It's easy to do. Now, I still have a whole half of watermelon that I have not cut up. But all of you who know that I have my lovely daughter, who I love and adore to death, she is a big watermelon friend, and so what I'll do is I'll take this half of the watermelon and give her half, so she'll have half of the watermelon. Now, cantaloupe. Gotta love cantaloupe. Good thing, cantaloupe. Now, I'm going to just slice down, and we're gonna get that. Now, you know, every time I cut open a cantaloupe and I do that, I think of my childhood, if you could believe it. It brings back memories of my Aunt Joyce and my Uncle Kenneth. Well, they're not really my aunts. They were cousins, I think. Well, maybe they were. They weren't aunts. They were great aunts, I think. Yeah, great aunts. Anyways, I'm rambling because I can't remember for sure. And all the people who could tell me out here. Anyway, for those of you who know me, my grandparents owned Rocky Hill State Fairgrounds in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. And in August, every year in August, we had the State Fair. And Joyce and Kenneth ran the restaurant that was on the fairgrounds. And one of the things that they sold, one of the most popular things that they had in the restaurant, don't forget, this was just a week, was literally half a cantaloupe, just like this, and the well filled with cottage cheese. It was absolutely simple, delicious, a little salt and pepper. It was a great late afternoon lunch. It was a great breakfast because you had your fruit, you had your protein from the cottage cheese. And every time I open up a cantaloupe and I look at it, I think of them, and I think of the restaurant, and I think of cantaloupes and cottage cheese. And then it always makes me think, why didn't I buy some cottage cheese? Because I could put cottage cheese with that, and that would be awesome. But, you know, the things that you remember. So I'm doing the same thing with the cantaloupe that I did with the melon, with the watermelon. I'm just cutting off that outside rind or skin, following the contour of the fruit. And I'm using my flexible mats. I haven't gotten any of the new ones, but if you've seen the new ones, they're really cool. I might actually put a little bit of this cantaloupe in the water too. Maybe. We'll see. Haven't decided that far. I don't know how the rosemary would pair with the cantaloupe. I know it pairs well with the watermelon because I've done it before. Now this time I'm just cutting cubes. And then I'll just cut these like that. And oh my God. Oh, that's one of the best cantaloupes I've had in a long time. Every once in a while you get one and you pick it and it's just right. And this one was perfect. So I'm adding the cantaloupe to the bowl. I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to do the whole thing. Stop talking. I'm concentrating. Well, I've been reading, though. I have managed to read some books over the summer. some trashy fantasy books. I know. I have to have some, you know, craziness. But I just finished Lords of Discipline, which was written by Pat Conroy. Yes, Pat Conroy. Oh my God. What an amazing book. It takes place, of course, in South Carolina, around the military academy, the Citadel. And Pat Conroy went to the military school. And it was written about his experiences as a young man going through. And it is amazing. It's a great story. It's actually a required read for English. I think it's the AP English Lit class. My daughter could tell me. She had a choice of 2 different books to read, and she chose Lords of Discipline, and she read it ages ago. So yummy. Well, I hadn't read it, and all I can say is, wow. I have found an author I love. Of course, he's passed away, but he wrote Prince of Tides and The Great Santini, and quite a few other books. So I have a feeling that he'll be somebody that I'll read more of his books as time goes on. Well, Kaylee, how are you? Going to do a pineapple. This one here is actually really good. It's just where it needs to be. Pretty much that yellow color all around. You don't want to get it too yellow, or what happens is you end up with overripe. I'm going to cut the top off. Now, if you're really adventurous, you can actually take this and plant it in your garden, and in about a year, you'll have a baby pineapple. Okay, I'm glad to see that you're good. I'm busy, busy, busy. I'm going to cut the bottom off. And we've got, ta-da! Now, with the pineapple wedger, this is awesome. We can put it in the center where the core is, and it's just a matter of pushing a rock. And voila, we have a pineapple that's been totally cored and cut in half and peeled and all that good stuff. And I always have the devil of a time getting it out. That's the way I roll. You didn't hear me say that I've been at the school almost every day this the month of June. After school let out, I kept working. But ready for the new year, so that's a good thing. Okay, so now we have our lovely pineapple. Doesn't that look good? I wish you could see it better. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, why was I at school? Okay, well, you know, we have the academies at Sleepy Hill Middle, and we added a 3rd academy this year, the CSI, at CSI Pre-Criminal Justice. Of course, we still have the pre-engineering, which is mine, and the pre-aerospace. And we decided that, well, actually, I decided that all the students that were accepted into the different academies would get acceptance letters and all that stuff, and we wanted to make sure all the kids got scheduled in their classes correctly. So I actually was working with them, helping them schedule students, and then working on the mailing and mailing out all the acceptance letters. So I've been there and doing all of that. And then I had 30 new computers came in, and one of my former students and new student came and actually helped me set up my new computer lab and all that stuff. So yeah, it's been a wild and crazy summer, but I'm going to take a couple weeks for me, so hopefully I'll be on a few more times. Hoping I can host a party. Somebody needs a Pampered Chef party, please let me know. And my battery is almost dead, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be live. I'm going to take some of these. I think this pineapple and watermelon will be beautiful. So I'm actually going to drop some of this pineapple in with the watermelon, because I think that'll be really nice, little touch. And I'm going to put the rest in this bowl, which is overflowing, literally. I'm not kidding, it's overflowing. Okay. How many times do you go to the store and pick out 3 perfect pieces of fruit? I don't know, but I think I did this time. So, pineapple, cantaloupe, watermelon, all in the bowl, and Pampered Chef scraper. The bowl is overflowing. What else is new? When do I ever do anything where it's not overflowing? Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is not make a total mess out of everything. I'm flying fruit. And I'm going to just try to mix this up just a bit. I don't, for right now, because we're going to let it sit in the fridge and get happy. Want it to be happy. Of course, I've got cantaloupe on the floor now. All right, so I think that's going to be mixed enough. What do you think? Okay, only thing missing is honeydew, but I couldn't find a honeydew that I liked, so the honeydew didn't go. So, back to the fruit infused water. So in here I have watermelon, I have a little bit of pineapple to give it a little bit of that pineapple, that little tropical feel. Now, I have, this is hibiscus flower. It's dry. I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm trying to get it so you can see it. Ta-da. Hibiscus flower is fantastic. It gives a great flavor. It's an anti-inflammatory. It will help lower your blood pressure. It's an amazing little creature, little flower. Now, I'm going to take and fill this up with some water to the 2-quart line. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and cut a few sprigs of fresh rosemary and add a few sprigs of fresh rosemary. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it get happy. Usually you should let waters that you're fruit infusing infuse for about 2 hours. I like to let them have at least 2 hours. Overnight is better. And I'm standing here holding the water. Okay, so I filled this up to the 2-quart line. Yay! And you can already see how the water is turning a pink. That's the hibiscus flower. Then you're going to have your lovely Pampered Chef lid, which you're going to put on. And I like to close the spout. And then we're going to push it down. I always have devil of a time getting my hibiscus flower to stay, and I do it just like this. So I keep the fruit down at the bottom, I get it up and going. I usually push it around a little bit and then let it sit. And then you have watermelon, pineapple, and hibiscus. And of course I'll go out and get some rosemary, throw some fresh rosemary in here, and this should be good to go in 2 hours. Don't forget, if you're looking to do a Pampered Chef show in the month of July, please get a hold of me. Great stuff happening in July. Also, great stuff happening in August. So, you know, get yourself thinking about that. You're getting married. Know somebody who's getting married. Great way to do a wedding bridal shower. Lots of fun. You could do a bridal shower, and we could work all with Pampered Chef, and then you get the bride can register, and you can get gifts for them, and they send them directly to the bride with a listing of who sent what. Great, great, great. So again, for all of you out there who watch me and know me, glad I was able to show you a couple things today. Basically today it was all about the new nylon, coated chef's knife from Pampered Chef, and the pineapple wedger, of course. You got to see me use that one again. Don't forget, I'm out here, I'm working. If you need something from me, from Pampered Chef, just give me a holler. Need a recipe, have a question about something you're doing in the kitchen, give me a yelp. I'll be more than happy to help. Have a good day.